I close my blinds and I decimate my mind, I relive my days as I watch mistakes replay, and it's a rising tide.
Hello and welcome to the Indie Tea Talk podcast. I'm Adam, your host for a journey into indie music across the north. Tune in as we share a brew with some of the most exciting indie artists around, exploring their unique melodies and creating a space where you can discover your favourite music like never before. And whilst you're here, please show your support by hitting that subscribe button. It's a massive help to us and the amazing artists that we feature. Today on the Indie Tea Talk podcast, we're thrilled to be joined by the Wranglers, a high-energy duo who bring heartfelt storytelling, scrappy determinism and a bit of cowboy flair to the UK indie music scene. Millie and Leo are the kind of bandmates who say they make one functioning human, and trust us, together they've built something pretty special. From navigating personal challenges and the fallout of their first band to recording their single, Rewind, through snowstorms and meal deals, the Wranglers have already seen their fair share of chaos, character-building gigs and unforgettable milestones. With their blend of grit, charm and songwriting flair, they've redefined what it means to be a DIY country band in 2025. So, get ready for stories of friendship, resilience, and a very rowdy songwriting competition that involves Superman, believe it or not. This one you won't want to miss. So, please welcome Millie and Leo into the studio. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Good, very good. Bit of a challenging morning getting over here, I heard.
Yeah.
Not so bad. I almost got taken out.
Oh, we did, yeah, but we got there in the end. It's all right, we're here.
We're here.
That's the main thing.
You've made it, train delays and all.
Oh yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Northern Rail, as reliable as ever.
Oh, yeah, always. Especially if you're getting to Leeds.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Northern Rail.
Yep.
So you've been going for just over a year now. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Wranglers came to be?
Ooh. So I'm a student at Leeds Conservatoire, and as per usual, I left all of my things to the last minute. So I was like, great, I've got a couple of weeks, and then I've got to perform at a performance in context with a band, and I have no band. I have some music, and just a hope and dream. So I put a little advert on Instagram, and I was like, hello, is there anybody out there that would like to join a scrappy country band with me? And I thought no one was going to say. I was like, great, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
No one's going to say anything. And then one by one, I got a couple of replies, and you were one of them. In fact, you almost didn't say yes.
Yeah, it was just an Instagram story. I was on holiday with my parents, and I was like, right, I was scrolling through, and I was like, I could, but I was like, I'm really busy. I've got my recital to sort. I've got this, and then about 15 minutes later, I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not? We I didn't know you that well. We're both in a uni pop choir together, the LC pop choir, and I'd spoke to you a few times through that, and I was like, no, this could be a laugh. This could be a laugh. I like country. Why not?
So,
and, yeah.
So was country not your first or not your go-to sort of genre to begin with, or?
Not to begin with, no. I was sort of doing my own more indie pop kind of stuff beforehand. I always had a soft spot for country. I always liked it, which I think was part of the reason why I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do this. And I love it. It's great. And you find a lot of stuff is transferable songwriting wise, storytelling wise, anyway. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's it's always interesting to hear how things come to be, and an Instagram story is not always the go-to place, but I love it.
It's not the most glamorous, is it?
No, but it's great. It's unique and it's true. Do you know what I mean?
That's
what we're on about. We're about honesty, aren't we? And that's an interesting start to a lovely little journey, I think.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned that you're like very much two halves of one functioning human.
Yeah.
How do your individual strengths kind of pull together to direct the sound of the band?
Don't stop.
Yeah, you're very much creative lead. I'm more than happy to follow you. A lot of the songwriting is you. We do bits together sometimes, and then I'm Mr. Logistics. I'll tell you where you need to be, when you need to be, what we're doing, what's the plan. Apart from today, actually, today was entirely you.
This is a really an odd one.
Really unnerved me actually. But yeah, we work well together. We've got different strengths in different areas, and that's how we play it. I don't think we have any strengths that line up, which is probably good.
We're kind of the opposites.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a good point, because At least you're not competing for the same
Oh,
same
no.
roles.
Yeah.
No
You're
way.
like,
I'll leave you to do what you do.
That's it.
If I ever try and plan anything, usually it goes horribly wrong. Apart from today. This is the
Touch
outlier.
wood.
well,
Yep.
only
Yeah, touch wood.
7 minutes late, so that's not too bad, right?
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Like, never
I
going to be
think-
bang on time.
And I think that was your fault for taking the wrong turn
It
anyway.
was.
wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, I did.
Blame it on
Did
you.
miss the turn. That
So
was my
you're
bad.
fine there, Millie. You've got away with it.
Yeah.
Scot free.
What advice would you give to other musicians who feel like they haven't found their people yet? Would you say that it's time to go out and put some Instagram stories together, or
I do think that's it. Like, you have to be a little bit brave. Like, in the second year, I was like, I have no clue. And it is literally just having a Hail Mary. In fact, most of the stuff that works for what we do is a Hail Mary. It's just a random thought on a Tuesday at, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning of like, oh, maybe I should do this thing. And just do it. Like, if you do it and no one responds, who cares? Like, no one will remember, time will move on. But you never know. There might be one person out there who's also lonely and thinking, oh, I don't have a band, I don't have any friends, you know. So then that's how we all group together, little band of misfits, you know.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's there's so many people out there that are like striving to be in a band or be creative in some sort of domain, and it's just finding the people that are in your niche almost, and like, right, I'm really interested in doing this. I'm really interested in doing that. Like, it's when we set doing this originally, not like this podcast, but recording and doing live sessions and stuff. Like, I don't think George, our cameraman, had ever taken a video, and I'm like, I just needed someone with a camera, and it turned out that, like, George, who's also my uncle, I like, Uncle George, you've got a nice camera. Do you want to come and do this? And he's like, okay. And then like 7 years later, here we are, and like he loves it, and he's, you know, we've just, you know, kind of fake it till you make it kind of stuff. We've just learned how to do it. Finding your people, finding your crowd, your creative counterparts is definitely about luck, I think. Sometimes you just have to be at the right place at the right time, and you bump into these people. Well, I mean, it's a great way to look at it is the Sex Pistols gig in, oh God, I'm going to really embarrass myself here. I feel like it was in Manchester. It was in Manchester. And it spawned like Joy Division and all these other creative bands, and they all turned up at this one gig, and the amount of famous musicians that ended up collaborating or working together, or or spawning into something different from that one gig. It was like this little singular point that erupted into all these different avenues, and that's a lot about how we find our people, I think. And you just have to find that moment of inspiration and then run with it.
That's it. Yeah. That's half the battle is finding someone you can do that with.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the battle is doing it.
Yeah. You just got to pick it up and run, aren't you?
That's it. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about your debut single, Rewind. What was the inspiration behind this song, and how did it come together in the studio?
Do you want this one?
Sure.
All right.
Sure. Rewind. In fact, many of our songs were kind of written during turbulent times. Not all of them. There's like split into categories of songs. So like the first ones were all like very twee country songs, and then shit hits the fan. But that's when the music gets good,
Absolutely.
I know, it's such a stereotype of like when things are all going terrible, like that's when the music gets good. But it kind of did. And Rewind was in this like bracket of songs, and it's kind of about like, it was optimistic. Like bad times, you have the hard times, you wish you could go back and change it, but you can't. So you have to just move forward, hope things get better.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe, and you can't, and most of the time probably shouldn't go back.
Yeah, we should never go back.
No.
Only onwards.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can't. There's nothing but misery looking backwards, if you ask me. Apart from remembering fond times, but if you're looking back at things that you wish you'd done different, there's nothing you can do about it. So why torture yourself?
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
very
what I mean?
true.
How did it come together in the studio? I heard that there were a lot of wet socks and
there was. Yeah. We recorded over in a studio in Harrogate, it's owned by a guy called John Shepherd, and we also recorded with Jason Odle, who's a producer I've worked with in the past. And yeah, between both of them, it's a little studio off in the woods. It's actually quite similar to this place, to be fair. It's great. And yeah, we picked the first day of recording as when it snowed back in January. We were just like, yeah, let's pick that day. We obviously didn't know it was going to snow, but
yeah.
so we trekked across from Leeds around all the fallen trees and the snow, and I I think you just had trainers with you, and we went to Morrison's for a meal deal for lunch, and you were like, "Oh, we've only got trainers. I've got wet feet now."
My feet were absolutely drenched. Like the first step that I took outside the studio, I was like, I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
Because I just felt all of the moisture just onto my just straight
like
onto
a
my
big
sock.
sponge.
Yeah, really. There just wasn't a little bit dry left at the end. So we had to go buy some new socks in Morrison's.
We
But
did.
they're a good
we
pair of
did.
socks.
Yeah.
They're a good
I remember
pair.
them. They were like £7 though.
Yeah, exactly.
Still got them to this day.
Exactly.
Pulls the
Memento for
cowboy
times.
boot up.
Yeah.
I should have brought them. You know,
Yeah.
that'd have been a good moment.
It would have been the big reveal.
These like elephant socks that I've got.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about working with Tom Odle and John Shepherd. What was it like in the studio?
It was great fun. We had a rough idea of what we wanted the sound to be like from the band arrangement that we had. But we just ended up having fun with it. We put like an organy, or Jason put an organy bit in the bridge. We did loads and loads and loads of BVs.
We did.
With,
So many.
Like almost too many, but not quite. And yeah, we all sort of came together. I think we did bass and drums and acoustic on the first day, and took the vocals on the second day. And we were like, this is sounding pretty much how we want it to be. We were back and forth a couple of times. We did a couple of video shoots after with John anyway, so we were back in the studio, and he was like, oh, while you're here, chuck another couple of BVs on this bridge, or layer this a bit more, or whatever. So
There's not enough backing vocals. Come on.
yeah, that's it.
More.
Yeah, more ooze, more background stuff. But I think it adds to it well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it all ended up coming together in a nice kind of package that I'm really happy with it. I think
Yeah,
you're the
so am I. I
same.
think it's great.
Um,
Because we want it to be as good as it could be. Because I hear a lot of people at uni where they're like, oh, it's fine, mate. It can just be crap. Like, just call it a demo. Call everything a demo and it'll be fine. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to make it as good as possible.
Yeah.
Spend as much time on it as possible. Make our first single like a standout of like what we stand for, which is quality,
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You want to, you don't want to put anything out that you're not 100% proud of, do you? Like, we're all striving to an ever changing goal. I think like the goalposts are ever moving. You get to that point and you're like, right, the last single sounded like this, and I was really happy with it, but now I know we can get to that, so I'm gonna have to set those goals a little bit further away. And but it doesn't make you any less proud of what you've done, but you've got to keep aspiring, otherwise you stagnate as well, don't you? What I mean? Like, what's the point if you're not going to push it?
Yeah, we're definitely trying to push it.
That's the plan. That's like we were saying before we went on air. Like, just one little improvement every time.
Yeah.
And if you just keep doing that, it's gonna get better.
Keep plugging the holes, and then
That's it. And buy more camera batteries and the rest of it.
yeah. More memory. God
Yeah,
damn it.
That's it.
Right, it's time for our signature key question, and it's what people tune in for. Everybody wants to know, if your music was a flavour of tea, what would it be?
Cool. Do you want me to whip out the tea now?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Why
hold on.
not? Cue prop.
Smooth
yeah.
transition. Ooh. It is peppermint tea.
Peppermint tea. Tell us a little bit about why peppermint tea might represent you as a band.
So this is kind of funny. So this is a fancy tea, and I have peppermint tea at home, and I was going to bring that. But basically, I left the lid open, and then it was next to like the hob, so it's just filled with like grease, and I was like, I can't do this to you. I can't, in good conscience, bring this horrible tea to you. Sorry, that's not like a hallmark of the band, but I don't know.
Greasy and
Greasy tea from Aldi. I don't know. Peppermint tea is reliable for me because I'm always ill, so I always have to drink peppermint tea to get me by. So
right.
I don't know. Strong, reliable,
dependable.
Yeah.
That's it. I love it.
In a flask on the way to most gigs in the car.
Yeah, that's the truth. It's actually it's like a nice sign of the band.
Yeah,
Many
yeah.
times we've just smelt peppermint tea in the car, just fuming.
I don't even need air fresheners anymore.
Just that much.
No.
Yeah.
So
There's
much
that
peppermint
much
tea.
peppermint tea knocking about. Like,
Yeah, man,
we
December
could not
gigs.
have
Oof.
chosen anything else.
So
No.
cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It kind of is. Yeah, if our band was a tea, it'd be peppermint tea.
It sounds like it actually already is.
It
So.
actually is peppermint tea.
Yeah.
To rep the brand. What is this? Twinnings.
Nice.
Yeah.
Buy it.
Lovely. Right then, it's time for us to jump into your first live session. Do you want to tell us what you're going to be performing for us, and maybe even a little bit about it?
Ooh, exciting. What should we start with? Maybe Ghost, I think. Ghost was written also in the turbulent times of previous band. So it's an interesting like story for writing because I was sat like opposite the person that I like despised most in the world. So it was quite I wrote the song for the person in the time while he was sat opposite me, like unbeknownst to him probably, just didn't pick up on it.
That
But
must have been very, very rewarding.
It
moment.
was,
Like,
it
yeah.
was, it was embarrassingly therapeutic,
Yeah.
I would say, to write a song where it's like, you're nothing without me.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds really arrogant, you know. You got to flare it up a bit with the songwriting. Yeah, that just makes me seem. Oh, no, I sound like an asshole now. No. I mean, it's all you know, like creative flair. But it felt a bit powerful to write that.
Brilliant. Right then, let's jump into it.
Nice.
Louder than gold, you're deafened by the diamonds in my head. Summertime in your daddy's car, got you looking around fire for a girl like me. You're such a fool, treating me so badly like you do. Oh. All the times you said you'd change got me hanging on the page of all the lies you told. Oh. You're just a ghost to me, a whisper in the night that keeps me up. Just a sound, just a feeling, the bitter taste of poison in my mouth. Oh, you're nothing, nothing without me. You're just a name, a dying light, a candle in the rain. No, now I watch you fall apart, taking me back to the start where it all began. You're just a ghost to me, a whisper in the night that keeps me up. Just a sound, just a feeling, the bitter taste of poison in my mouth. Oh, you're nothing, nothing without me. Without me. You're just a ghost to me, a whisper in the night that keeps me up. Just a sound, just a feeling, the bitter taste of poison in my mouth. Oh, you're nothing, nothing without me. Without me.
So, the songwriting competition. This sounds unhinged. Like, what the hell?
Let's get into it.
What was going through your mind while you were being actively ignored? Let's start at the beginning.
Oh, So I knew it was a terrible idea from the start. You know when you give things like so many chances and you know it's a bad idea. But I think I saw like a Facebook ad or something.
Right.
And to be fair, the guy that runs it has helped me out like a lot because he's from like my sort of hometown. So he used to give me some gigs back in the day. I was like, you know what? Fine. You know what? I'll give Chesterfield another chance. And boy, was I wrong. So yeah, we signed up for this songwriting competition and it quickly just becomes not a songwriting competition. You can do covers. You can basically do whatever you want.
Okay.
So we turn up to this place and it's like the Screg end of Chesterfield. So like no one knows where this place is. And it's interesting on the inside, isn't it?
Yeah, it was something.
It's like a mix of a club and a bar and a brothel.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting
Very
it.
strange. Not a person in the joint. So you walk in like, am I in the right place?
Yeah.
No one. Even the bar staff look absolutely miserable. Bless them. I'm sure they're great people. But yeah, we turn up and there is like, how many people were there? Not many at all.
Or in the whole competition, or
Well, like the first round.
there must have been like 6 people in the room.
Yeah, it was quite the environment to
Yeah.
play in. Actually, the first one was quite nice. In defense of Chesterfield, the people were nice. Everyone tried their best. It was okay. I was like, you know what? Maybe Chesterfield can redeem itself on this one. And it just slowly gets worse and worse. And we do pretty well. Like people like us generally. And then it gets to the dreaded night of the final.
The final. Yeah.
Wow, what a time in my life. Don't think I'll ever forget that night ever. It was quite awful. It's a unique experience to be in a room where everyone is actively rooting against you and you can feel it, you know.
Negative energy just vibing
Ooh.
towards you.
So much negative energy.
We were like the outsiders because we were like coming over from Leeds and they were like, well, everyone else is from Chesterfield, so they're just haters.
No, that's illegal.
No one wanted us to do well. And
No, Chesterfield is like, it's a very small town,
Yeah.
you know, very, very small town. And one of the girls, bless her, she made like a really simple joke and was just like, oh, you know, I'm moving out of Chesterfield. And the hate that ensued for this
Oh my
poor
God.
woman. Everyone was fuming. And so us coming from Leeds, turning up, like all from uni, I thought there'd be some hostility. And it all came in the final because the final band, they were a band, but then he did like a solo performance instead. They brought all of their friends. So the entire room was like this band's friendship group.
Right.
And they must have briefed them beforehand and was just like, be assholes. Be as bad as possible as you can be. And they did a really good job of it, you know.
Credit where credit's due.
Credit where credit's due, you know. Yeah. So we were performing, we were like giving our all, and then they were just talking to each other, like more so, like forced.
Yeah.
They were like shouting over the top of us. It was crazy. And the scoring system for this event was wild, you know. You'd think it'd be marked on actual songwriting, but it wasn't. It was like stage presence, crowd engagement. So obviously when you are getting marked on crowd engagement and the crowd hates you, it doesn't look particularly good. So we were fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final. And
Superman.
then the big Superman reveal.
the Superman finale.
The Superman finale. The thing is he's like, credit where credit's due. His set was actually quite good. But this is the thing, is that his original songs were really good. Like, I really enjoyed them. So, you know what? Fair enough. If he wins, good on him. But then he had to go and pull the craziest, like, ace of all time. So he finishes his, like, really emotional set. And then all of a sudden, the Superman theme starts playing. And he's wearing this, like, massive suit. So we're all like, what's going on? And he just tears off all of his clothes to reveal this terrible Superman costume. And you can see everything. It was haunting. Like, oh, just too much. And he really played into the fact that you could see everything as well.
Yeah,
It was rough.
It
And
was
then
just like button-up shirt, ripped straight off,
Yeah.
drum stool that he was like lying on, like do-do-do.
Yeah, he was
like,
planking on it
my
doing the
God.
Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he won.
He
So,
did win.
yeah.
He did.
Basic, just solely on crowd engagement.
Yeah,
Guess
probably.
so, yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
So what would you say that gigs like this, or this gig in particular, has taught you about resilience as a performer?
It's just doing. You're gonna always end up doing this kind of stuff. I imagine everyone will have a, maybe not to this extent.
I'll be honest. We've been doing this for a little while now, and this is the first Superman reveal I've had.
Okay, all right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. More meaning strange gigs. Everybody has to do.
Yeah.
Everybody has to do the strange gigs.
Yeah.
But that's what gives you the opportunities. It gives you the. You might do a strange gig and meet one guy who runs that one studio or that one venue, and then you get playing there, and you just never know if you if you don't do these things, you would never know. And yes, all right, it might be a fact that you lose the final to Superman, but you just never know. It's worth doing, in my opinion. Most stuff.
I think you're right. I think, a lot of it is just about the people that you bump into. You've hit the nail on the head there. Like the amount of times that I've been to gigs and bumped into bands that weren't performing, that were just there to support a fellow friend or whatever, and I've been like, oh man, you should come on the podcast, or we should do something, or we should do this, and you build these friendships, and yeah, if I stopped at home and put my feet up, then that would have never have happened.
That's it.
I'd have probably had a little bit more money in the bank. I'd have probably not been as tired for work the next day, but to the hell with it.
That's
like
it.
You've got to put yourself out there and you've got to experience it, and you never know. You just never know, do you? So on the flip side of these awful, how should we put it? Almost transformative gigs that you've had.
That's
a good one. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to roll with that in the future.
Let's talk a little bit about Pipperfest and Sounders of Leeds. What made these performances feel more like milestones as opposed to learning experiences? Shall we put it?
Thing is, right, Pipperfest was amazing. That was like just great gig through and through. The stage was really cool. Like it was what was it, like a truck?
Yeah,
Lorry?
What?
It's like
Back of a trailer.
Yeah, it's like a curtain
yeah.
cider, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
that's
very,
it. Yeah.
very country. It was great. Everyone was lined up. All the guitars looked great. Like that was good fun. Very good fun.
Well, the hay bales everywhere. Did you have?
Oh, I wish. One
There's
day.
a few dotted about in the crowd, but not on stage. But
Oh, really?
yeah, I think so.
That's cool.
Maybe I'm wrong.
They normally have them like seats, don't they? They're normally dotted about around.
Yeah,
like,
mostly picnic blankets and camping chairs, but
nice.
it was cool because in the trailer, like there was no room to have any sort of like layering of the stage. It was just
You're just in a line.
six
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, this is cool.
It was great. It was really good fun. And we all got really drunk and danced crazily. And there is video footage of this. Actually,
During
you
the
didn't.
set.
No.
Ah,
I
damn.
know, if only. Nah, I got to keep the set professional. But then after, that's when the,
Yeah.
Well, the set
true
was at
fun
like
begins.
4 o'clock in the
It
afternoon.
was, to be
and then
fair.
they were
It wouldn't
like,
look great.
They're like backstage, it's like, right, there's the spirits, there's the beer, there's the cider, have at it.
Wow.
It's like, all right. Well, I was driving, so I couldn't, but everybody
No.
else had a great time, so that's all right.
Oh, it's great. The Sounds of Leeds Conservatoire one was another uphill battle, but it was quite fun and very satisfying to play because we were headlining it, and everyone else was like jazz and classical. So you can imagine like an aggressive country band coming at you is quite left field.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, when you sat there for a bit more of the introspective.
Definitely. So the audience was made up mostly of like older people or like jazz enthusiasts. So we sat through like a pianist that played like a really sentimental, like, I'm going to take you through music and the journey of that. So we were like, okay, cool. And then I don't know if you know Jay Rayner.
No.
He's like a MasterChef man.
Yeah.
This will sound really embarrassing for anyone who listens to the podcast that's like, yeah, Jay Rayner, my favourite man ever. But he gave this massive speech about like how to perform well, how to capture your audience in 3 seconds. So I felt like we were kind of getting set up for disaster. I was like, oh my God, this guy's giving a speech of how to successfully engage an audience. And now we have to go and successfully engage an audience that is not made for us at all.
Yeah.
But we get there and we perform and we're like, we may as well just go for it. Like, no one is here for us. No one even likes our genre of music, probably. So let's just give it a roll and prove a point. Like, we're here to stay. Why not? So we gave it a roll and it was great. It was really good fun. And we actually had a couple of people come down and say, we loved your set. Like this
brilliant.
one like really elderly woman was like, oh, it's great, we don't hear enough country. Some people left early, but I think they got their bedtime by like 8 p.m. So that's fair enough.
Yeah, it was a good gig, and we spoke to a good few people afterwards.
We did.
Even got an opportunity through uni. We ended up being shortlisted for Deershed Festival. We didn't get on the bill in the end, but from that it was.
Hey man, that's an achievement in itself. You know,
It
it's,
is.
it's hard to get to those positions.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, who knows? Next year,
maybe
you might be like elbowing the other guys out of the way, like, oh, sorry.
that's it. So again, it's just doing those gigs and seeing what comes. But no, they were good fun.
Yeah, it was. It is amazing, like the things that come from it. Also, there's a man called Ian Hodgson who does the photography for Elcon, and he came breezing up to us after, and he was like, "Oh, music video." He's like, "I'd love to shoot a music video with you." So I think we're going to work with him as well.
Oh, brilliant.
It's really exciting. Like,
Yeah.
I think one of the hallmarks of our band at the moment is just fighting an eternal uphill battle always. But I kind of like it. I've really grown to enjoy the uphill battle.
Yeah.
Have a point to prove, and it makes you really try hard,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, speaking of this uphill journey that you've been on, if you could describe it in 3 words, what would it be?
Oh, that's tough. Turbulent.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What else is there?
It's always a hard question. It's always describe this in 3 words. But I just wondered how you'd sort of order the chaos almost that you've been going through, and what these words might be that represented it.
I'd go like turbulent, and then for the middle one, I'd just be like, okay. And then satisfying. I think it would be my 3. The middle word could probably think of something better.
No, I like that. I like that because you've that is the journey.
Yeah.
That is in 3 words. It's like,
that's it.
oh my God. Oh, okay, it's getting a bit better. Thank God it's over.
Yeah.
That's it.
I can imagine you saying okay, and it's not okay, it's okay. Which is like, we've got a situation to deal with. We'll deal with it. We'll get through. It'll be fine.
The room's on fire. I'm like, all right, cool.
Right.
Let's deal with this.
Let's just close this.
We can handle this. No problem.
That's the one. Yeah.
So what's next? What's next for the Wranglers? Have you got any new music on the horizon? Have you got any new releases? Have you got any big shows coming up?
Show-wise, we're on a bit of a drought. That's on my job to get booking. I'm considering putting on an event or 2 over in Leeds.
Nice.
I want to do a 4 or 5 band night or something, maybe Northern Guitars or a Porto, wherever will have us. But that's something I want to do. Music-wise,
There's London.
Oh yeah,
we're playing Little Nashville.
We're going down to Little Nashville to
that's
do a few tunes down in London in June. That's the 21st of June. So that'll be fun. That'll be the first proper
this
country bar we've played.
I think this what day is that? What day is that? Is that Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
I think this will be coming out the Monday following it. So that will have happened. So it was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So good.
Little Nashville was great.
Brought the house down.
We did. First country bar ticked off. Job done.
Nailed it, guys.
Nice.
We're now super famous, by the way. Everyone loved us.
Yeah.
We're going to Nashville now, I wish.
Yeah,
That's the dream. That's the dream, you know.
Who knows? Like, it's 6 weeks away.
That's it.
A lot can happen.
That's very true. Very true. New music-wise, it's a case of we want to do a few live band shoots first. I think is the plan of a couple of new tunes, and then I think after that probably look at recording the next single and rolling out from there.
The dream's like an EP or an album, because we're actually sitting on quite a lot of material, but it would be nice. It's just money, you know.
I do know. Yeah. That old bastard gets in the way all the
just
time.
Never enough, you know.
Most people know in this industry, unfortunately. That's,
there is none.
Yeah.
Hit to disappoint everybody. Brilliant. Well, it's time for us to jump into your second live performance. Do you want to give us a little introduction to it?
Yeah, actually, I think you should do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's called The Fall.
Yeah, this one, I wrote this one after we were at rehearsal. We finished late on. We were both shattered, and we came back, and I was saying I need to drop the key of this song. I can't hit this top note, and you were adamant. You were like, no, we're keeping it the same. And we ended up right. It was stupid. We ended up having a bit of a to-do over the key of a song.
So stupid.
And we were just like, right, you know what? I'm going to bed. Whatever. Speak to you tomorrow. And I got back, and I was like, what? I was like, we've just fallen out over the key of a song, over G major. Like, how have I managed to do that? So yeah, I wrote this song. After that, the whole concept was like as if it was me going to be the reason that the band would fall or whatever like that, due to stupid arguments. And I just sort of overemphasized that, as you do with the creative flair. And yeah, I ended up writing The Fall. So
please tell me it's in the key of G major.
It's not. It's not.
Should have been, shouldn't it?
Missed an opportunity.
I know.
You missed such an opportunity.
It'd be far too low if I had to sing that in G major. I'd be like, woo. So yeah,
brilliant. Right then, let's drop into it.
And I close my blinds and I decimate my mind. I relive my days as I watch mistakes replay. And it's a rising tide. Fight against the tightening grip. I know know I'll survive, but this is no sunshine street. 'Cause I'll only let you down. I swear I'm not deceiving, but I know you're not believing that I'm gonna stand your ground. If you'd only call it evens and then maybe start the healing, 'cause I will cause the fall. 'Cause I will cause the fall.
Pieces I want to keep. When there's nothing left, I send myself to sleep. 'Cause I'll only let you down. I swear I'm not deceiving, but I know you're not believing that I'm gonna stand your ground. If you'd only call it evens and then maybe start the healing, 'cause I will cause the fall. 'Cause I will cause the fall.
I'll only let you down. I swear I'm not deceiving, but I know you're not believing that I'm gonna stand your ground. If you'd only call it evens and then maybe start the healing, 'cause it's time for us to break ground on this life that we've been building, on the dreams we had as children. There's no life if we just stick around. So I'm calling off the dogs, but it's no use for all that's lost. 'Cause I will cause the fall. 'Cause I will cause the fall.
So you've made it. It's the last hurrah. We're on the final showdown.
Yes.
It's the quickfire questions.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The problem is that I'm terrible at writing quickfire questions, which it's now your problem because you've got to answer them quickly.
Okay.
So work that out as you will, I suppose.
One each. Just back and
Oh
forth.
yeah. I do not have a quickfire brain.
All right. Well, you can go first.
Right then. So what's one artist that's changed your life?
Yes. Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. Easy, nice and quick. I already know this one. I've give you one here. What's the weirdest venue you've ever played at?
It's got to be Chesterfield. There's the loop. Yep.
Which one of you is most likely to miss sound check?
Me. Definitely me.
100%.
Yep.
What's the weirdest studio in brackets you've recorded in? Bedroom, bathroom, shed, like ours?
Oh, I guess like a band room, like just a rehearsal space at uni.
Yeah.
But like I've done some wacky miking of drum kits and stuff like that in there
Yeah.
before. Nothing too out of the ordinary, to be fair. But There you go.
That's fine. That's fine. What's your worst on stage fail?
Oh, I think it's my first ever gig where I wasn't confident enough to not have my words. So I had my words on a music stand on like A4 sheets of paper, and it was really windy and it was an outside gig. So the entire music stand and my lyrics all just go absolutely flying. Oh yeah.
Did you style it out? Did you just
I
carry
always
on?
style it out. You can't make this many mistakes in your musical career and not learn how to style it out, you know?
Priceless.
Oh God. Well, actually, this is aptly timed. Who in the band is most likely to forget the lyrics on stage and style it out?
100% you.
Could never be me.
To be fair, like it's mostly you, but it can be me. Like when we play, we do a Burning Love cover by Elvis Presley when we do cover gigs, and I still haven't learned the third verse. I make it up every single time. I don't know what it is. But no, I think most of the time it's you.
It's me.
Yeah.
Oh God. Right. Do you want to give us a little bit of an insight on how people can find you online? Where are you? Instagram, YouTube, website?
Nice. Yeah, we are at the Wranglers Band on Instagram and also wranglersband.com, thewranglersband.com as a website. The Facebook is...
Just the Wranglers.
I think it's just the Wranglers.
Yeah.
It's the annoying outlier, but we can't have the Wranglers Band.
No, it won't let you.
Very
The
annoying.
band is a descriptor that Facebook won't let us have.
Okay.
I was like, okay. So future problem, I'll deal with that soon.
Yeah.
Also, we have a YouTube, which is also the Wranglers Band. Basically, just the Wranglers Band everywhere.
Perfect.
Just ignore Facebook.
Yeah.
And you've got some gigs lined up. You're going down to London. Is there anything else that you want to plug on here? Do you have any other bits lined up yet? It's going to be, like I say, we're going to be looking at the end of June. So anything after June, basically. Anything in July.
It probably won't be far off the single being recorded and sorted by then. So
amazing.
Yeah, keep an eye out for Ghost.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
If we can go for that one, I think that's going to be the one.
Brilliant. So best place to find that is on your Instagram, I imagine?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we're also on Spotify. I forgot to mention the big
That's
one.
the big
Sorry.
one.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like it's important at all in music.
No,
We're
no,
also on
no.
Spotify.
All of them streaming platforms.
Nobody uses Spotify.
No one. Just a small platform, really.
Yeah, minute. Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for coming in today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And yeah, that kind of wraps up another episode of Indie Tea Talk. A big thank you to yourselves again. And to everybody else that's joined us today. You can follow the Wranglers Band on Instagram, or the Wranglers with the Wranglers Band on Instagram, should I say. And you can find us at indieteatalk_. Please head over to our YouTube channel to watch all this in beautiful high quality. Or we do try anyway. And until next time, thank you very much.
Sweet.
Nice.